Hi everyone, my name is Angeline and I am the facilitator for our counseling group today. The topic is going to be saving money and being financially smart. And this topic is going to spread over 3 sessions. So this is our first session. First, I'd like to do an introduction and share something about yourself. So I want your name, what you do in life, and this is a good one. Choose an adjective to describe yourself that starts with the first letter of your name.
You start with me?
Yeah.
My name is Krista Gonzalez. I am an art teacher at Frontier High School. And an adjective to describe me, I would say creative Krista.
Oh, that's good.
Hi, my name is Marissa. I'm a runner. An adjective to describe me, I'd say marvelous.
Oh, good one.
My name is Julietta. I'm a physical and aquatic PTA. I just describe myself as joyful.
Joyful. That's good. Okay, rule number 1 is called informed consent. So I want you all to agree that whatever we say in these sessions is confidential and will not be shared outside of this session. And the only time that I would share this information was if you said that you would harm yourself, someone else, or if someone will harm you. Does that sound good?
Reasonable.
Okay. Head nods? Sounds good.
Yeah.
Number 2 is to respect others' opinions. Number 3, you have the right to privacy, so if you don't want to answer any of these questions, just say pass. And number 4 is to listen to each other and avoid interrupting when someone's speaking. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Alright, so I just want to kind of open this up to you and hear from you what you expect to get from this session, or what is your experience with money? And that's a broad question, so feel free to answer it however you'd like. Who wants to go first? Okay, Krista.
Okay, I will start, I guess. Well, my experience with money, I don't come from a family that was very wealthy. So in my family, my dad was the only source of income. So with that being said, I grew up most of my young life kind of middle class, lower class. I don't want to say impoverished, but we struggle to make ends meet from time to time. And with that said, I think as a young surviving, I don't want to say single mother, but a young parent who was striving to support a family, money was always a challenge. And I think even now I still find myself in positions where I'm trying to carry the financial burden on my shoulders when in reality I know it should be shared with my spouse. But I think a lot of it just stems from the fact that not coming from a family that was well off, I'm constantly worried about money and always trying to make ends meet. I think the hardest thing for me right now is saving money, but finding that there are times where emergencies arise and you have to kind of dip into your savings. So I think that's the only thing. But I think the greater thing was just providing for a family, and that was always something that I kind of upheld as far as my own responsibilities.
Okay, great answer. So what I got from that was that you grew up with not a very wealthy family, and maybe that was hard for you to learn how to have your own financial skills because they didn't have very much themselves. And being a young parent, you're still feeling like, well, you grew up with things. You were a young parent, so you struggled to provide for the family, and now that your kids are grown up and you're settling down in life, you need help saving money and having more savings than just to fix problems later.
Yeah, it is stressful. I think regardless of what age you are, I think, again, just because my profession alone does not allow for me to advance much financially. So even with um, my kids being older, I still want to be there to support them in any way I can. Um, Granted, my parents weren't able to put me through college. Everything that I acquired from my young college years on was all through my hard work and efforts. So I kind of want to just try to help my older children kind of achieve their goals.
That's good. That's good that you are learning and you want to help others, your children, with their money, save their money. And so that's hopefully what we'll learn together is how to help each other and share each other's advice maybe. So Marissa, do you have anything to tell us? What does money mean to you, saving money? We can come back.
Yeah, thanks.
Julieta,
Yeah.
tell me about money and saving money.
I grew up pretty similar to Krista. I mean, I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I wouldn't say we were completely poor, but we struggled. I came from a divorced parents, and then my mom was left to carry 2 children on her own with no child support, only with disability, and likely she remarried, and then we had to build from the ground up. So I think the biggest lesson my parents could teach me was save money and always have a backup plan. And always have a backup plan for your backup plan. And make sure you're always stable as best you can. And I guess money is essential, but it's not everything. So that's my experience with money. I mean, I'm
Okay, thank you, Julieta. So what I got from what you were saying is that you grew up with a divorced mom, and she struggled for money, but you learned from what she taught you is to save money and have money saved up, kind of for a rainy day, and have a backup plan for your backup plan. That's good. That's a good answer. Okay, Marissa, did you have some time to think about kind of your experiences with saving money or where you're at?
Yeah, well, right now I'm a college student.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my first year in college. I only have like a part-time job, so I'm trying to like gain my own independence from my parents. But just working like a part-time job isn't always enough. So I'm learning that it's hard to save money for like things that I actually need and things that I probably don't need.
Perfect. So that was a good kind of, you brought up a good point, and something we can talk about in later sessions is are the needs and the wants, and kind of how to make those decisions on spending your money. And I know being a student, you have a lot of expenses like books, school supplies, and then gas for driving back and forth to school. So yeah, it could be hard saving money while you're in school. So it sounds like from all of your stories we've kind of got different levels here, but you all relate in that you all want to save money. And I see that Julieta and Krista here both kind of grew up with families who weren't wealthy. So that's good that we have something in common. Now that you share kind of your experiences with money, we've already got some information shared about how saving money can make you feel stressed. Are there any other feelings that arise when you think about spending money? I know that it could sometimes be embarrassing to talk about this because it's sometimes a sensitive topic because people feel judged talking about money, maybe feeling like they're not making enough. Do you want to share your thoughts on kinds of feelings that come up?
I think too, there's a certain level of, I don't want to say, well, I guess you could say ignorance or being misinformed, because growing up in a lower class, middle income family, you're not necessarily, your parents aren't necessarily teaching you or talking to you about finances, how to be well off, how to save money, because they're struggling. So I think as an older adult, I feel like in some ways I wasn't knowledgeable or truly informed on the ranges or the varieties of way to handle money versus save money. So I think a lot of that starts to wear on me now. Where I would have been taught about this or learned more about this, and I think that's a huge role in how my finances have played out.
I like that answer. So maybe going through the experience of or not having the experience of talking about money amongst your family will help you kind of give you more power to talk to your kids about money, because you don't want them to have that experience. What about you, Marissa? Kind of when you think about money, how does it make you feel?
I don't know.
And that can be okay, but being a student, you're still forming your opinions about how making a living is going to affect your life, and you're kind of realizing maybe day by day that saving or not saving money, how it's affecting you. Yeah, it is scary, it's intimidating, kind of thinking of the future and where you're going to be in that position. What about you, Nita?
Worry. I worry that I never have enough money. It felt like growing up it was never enough. It still feels like it's never enough, and it leaves you with a fear of, when's my next meal, when's my next car payment, when's my next anything. It leaves you with fear and not knowing what's going to happen in the future, but yeah.
So fear, stress, scary, kind of worrisome. So these are all some really negative feelings that we have towards saving money and our experiences with money. Kind of just to build a baseline, how do you deal with those feelings now? Do you go talk to someone? Do you spend less? Just what are your coping mechanisms for those feelings when you think about maybe, oh, I don't think I have enough money for this?
I think for me, it's developed a level of creative budgeting. It's allowed me to understand a little more where the money should be spent. Again, like you were pointing out, the needs and the wants. So I think it really helped me to kind of level out my spending a lot more. And in doing that, it does create a less level of stress. Yeah, I don't see myself being as stressed or as fearful when I work along the lines of a strict budget.
That's good, that's good. So planning, being organized with your money, and budgeting, that's something that we can definitely all talk about later and make sure that we all have a clear understanding about what that means. Any other ways that you help these kind of scary, stressed out feelings?
Staying home.
Staying home. What do you mean by that?
Going shopping.
Not going shopping.
Going to a mall, a store, Target, and not lollygagging in the store.
Yeah, because even window shopping can be dangerous sometimes. You're tempted so easily.
So knowing your triggers, what makes you spend money? Going to the mall makes you spend money. Even just walking around in the mall. When you say you're not going to spend, you still do. Do you have anything to add to that, Marissa?
Like going out with my friends.
That's a good one.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so maybe
Or like going out to eat, I guess.
thinking about who are the people that make me spend the money the most. Okay. So we have a couple more things we want to talk about for this session, and just to help us set some goals. Maybe on a more positive note, can you explain one time in your life that you successfully saved money for a good cause, or that you felt financially stable? Maybe save money for your books next semester, so you didn't have to take money out right away when the semester started, or save money for a car payment on a month that you knew you'd be short. I'll give you some time to think about that. And just let me know what you want to share. Okay, Samantha.
Saving, what did I save for? Saving for my first car.
Well, that's good.
That was nice. I worked and I saved for like a year and a half, and I bought a little used car, but that was nice for me to have, instead I did it on my own.
So how did you stop yourself from tapping into that savings account?
No, that I wanted to drive my car. At
Okay.
18.
So you had that goal in mind, and you kept your eye on the prize.
Yeah.
That's good.
I too saved for my first car. It was me and my husband, though, and we worked really hard. I think at that time we already had 2 small children, so it was getting a little tiresome, bothersome to be borrowing a car time and time again, and we worked really hard in saving. I want to say over maybe it was over like a year and a half, and then we finally bought our first car. So that was very rewarding because we got our money's worth.
That's good. That's good. So both of you saved for your first car, and you know how it feels. Did you have some time to think about an experience saving money that was positive for you?
Yeah, there was this one time when I was 12, I saved up to buy my first pet. It was a guinea pig. I'd wanted one for a while, but I decided to save my own money to buy it.
That's good. So, how did you feel after you were able to finally buy your guinea pig?
I was really proud of myself for saving up all that money to buy my first pet all on my own.
That's something that is definitely something to be proud of. Were you able to buy it all on your own and go up to the register, pay for it?
Yeah, I knew which one I wanted, had my money with me, all in ones.
All in one?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good experience that you can look back on from when you were 12 to now. So now that you've thought about a positive experience of saving up money and how it makes you feel, our last question is, if you can think back, what did you do different back then about saving money than you're doing now? Or what has changed from then to now?
I think from then to now, I have greater responsibilities, financial responsibilities. So that's what's changed a lot. And with those greater financial responsibilities, you kind of have to prioritize one over the next. I think it's harder now for me to save money only because I have so much financial responsibility going on in my life, which, I mean, it could be just a matter of cutting back on things like paying off and getting rid of like credit cards and things like that. But I think that's what's changed now for me.
I think having financial responsibilities as growing up, adding a car and then a new car payment and insurance and just things in general, just having to pay for necessities, the shock.
Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Marissa? I'm sure a lot's changed since you were 12 buying your first guinea pig.
Yeah, when I was 12, I didn't really have to pay for anything. I didn't have to buy food or buy gas. But I think now that I'm in college and I have to pay for like my classes and books, I have more financial responsibilities than I did back then. So, yeah.
Great. So this is good. We've all set a theme here that we're all here because we have a lot more financial responsibilities. So we have to learn how to balance those with also saving money for the future or a bigger purchase that you want to make later on, vacation maybe. So next time we'll have a few extra questions, and now that you know what a group counseling or a group experience is like, maybe you won't feel too nervous next time if you were this time, or it'll be easier for you. Do you have any other questions before we end the session? Great. Well, I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.